Thank you so much, Broadcasting. Good afternoon. I want to welcome everyone to this afternoon's meeting of the Senate Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections. We are holding a quick work session today. As we know, committee members are presenting bills, and other committees have work sessions in other committees as well. Madam Secretary, we do have a quorum present. We do have all our meetings present. And I know that routinely I go over a lot of housekeeping information, and that information is on the legislative website as well as on our agenda that we've posted. Certainly, if anyone wants to participate or to comment, I encourage them to either check the legislative website, check our agenda, or feel free to call my office or the staff of the Senate Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections. Make sure that you can participate or get to watch any prior meetings if there are any prior meetings that you missed and you want to watch. That being said, I would like to turn it over to our committee policy analyst, Director of the Research Division, Michael Stewart, to get us started on our work session.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, committee members. For the record, my name is Michael Stewart. I'm your committee policy analyst. We've got 3 bills on work session today. The first bill is Senate Bill 128. It requires the state treasurer to contract with one or more qualified independent consultants to conduct a study concerning the effectiveness of publicly funded scholarship and grant programs in Nevada. The study must include a comprehensive review of student outcomes for scholarship and grant recipients, including graduation and dropout rates of those recipients, as well as a review of the way such programs are administered. In addition, the study must include an evaluation of the short-term and long-term financial viability of these programs and the projected future costs of administration. A report must be filed no later than April 2022 to the Legislative Committee on Education in the interim, which then must review that report and those recommendations and consult appropriately and seek input from entities and persons charged with administering publicly funded scholarship programs. And finally, I would note that SB 128 provides that the costs of carrying out the study must be paid from the endowment account that's created by the state treasurer under Chapter 353B of the Nevada Revised Statutes. There were no amendments for consideration at this time. I would note that Senator Dennis and State Treasurer Zach Conine are also here in case there are specific questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Director Stewart, and thank you, Senator Conine and Senator Dennis and Treasurer Conine. Members, any questions? Not, I'd accept a motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Majority Leader Canizaro, second from Vice Chair Lang. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, Madam Secretary, would you please take a roll call vote?
Vice Chair Lang.
Yes.
Senator Canizaro.
Yes.
Senator Sievers-Gansert.
Yes.
Senator Buck.
Yes.
Chair Orenshaw.
Yes. Madam Secretary, please note Senate Bill 128 passed unanimously, and Senator Dennis will handle the floor statement, and I can be back up if for some reason he's not there. Director Stewart. Oh, and pardon me, Director Stewart, I do believe Senator Spearman has joined us if there are any questions on SJR 6 when that comes up.
Oh, great. Thank you. And I believe she's also here in SB 176, so I'll grab that one next on the work session. So Senate Bill 176, our next bill on work session, is from the Sunset Subcommittee, which is an interim study of the Legislative Commission. Senate Bill 176 authorizes the Commission to study governmental purchasing to request for each legislative session of the legislature the drafting of not more than 2 legislative measures which relate to matters within the scope of the Commission. There are no amendments for consideration at this time, and as Chair Orenshaw mentioned, Senator Spearman, who chaired the Sunset Subcommittee, is with us today as well if there are any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stewart, and thank you, Senator Spearman, for joining us today. Members, are there any questions on Senate Bill 176?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Senator Sievers-Gansert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've been working with the sponsor because we did have someone come in opposed, and it was because they weren't able to find the information from the commission on governmental purchasing because they don't have a website. And so I was trying to figure out if there was a place where they could partner and have a website, and I've not been able to do that. And so I really haven't been able to operate. I sent a proposed conceptual amendment to very last minute to the sponsor, but we've not been able to discuss it further. But basically, there's a transparency issue. And I think the commission's trying to do really good work, and they're sort of in this trap, where they're required to meet quarterly and they have ideas, but there's no way to express their ideas, and there's no way to make sure that the information regarding the meeting times and the agendas and the minutes are readily available to the public. So I don't really have an answer for them right now, but I have some concerns about giving them 2 bill drafts. So I don't know if there's any further information that we've been able to garner since the hearing and what I just talked about.
And I do see Senator Spearman got her hand raised. Thank you for the question, Senator Sievers-Gansert. Senator Spearman.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Senator Sievers-Gansert and I talked real quickly about it, I want to say yesterday on the floor, and what we're really looking at is probably doing an amendment to give them a BDR. We've not fleshed it all out as of yet. So with your permission, what I'd like to do is a little bit more time to work on it, and either we can suspend this or we can do a floor amendment. And I think a floor amendment was probably going to be better since we're running up against a deadline.
Would that be, that's certainly acceptable to me. Does that give you comfort, Senator Sievers?
Yeah, so Chair, I'm more than happy to work with Senator Spearman on this. And I honestly was trying to get this figured out as soon as possible, but the commission is really in a difficult position. And I do understand that they have ideas they've not been able to bring forward. So I'm more than happy to work on that and support a motion in support of the bill at this time.
Thank you, Senator Sievers-Gansert. Thank you, Senator Spearman. I appreciate you working together on
Mr.
this.
Chair, if you're comfortable, we can just do a conceptual right now that will give them 1 BDR. We can do it on the floor, whichever is best for you.
I don't see any problem with conceptual amendment. If Senator Spearman, you're good with that?
I am.
I'd be open to an amend and do pass with a conceptual amendment to amend this to permit 1 bill draft request. If there's a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion from Majority Leader Cannizzaro. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second from Vice Chair Lang. Any discussion on the motion?
Chair Ornschell, I'm going to support the motion. I am going to continue to try to find a home for them to have a website or encourage them to have a website because of the lack of transparency. And again, I think they're making their best efforts. Just the way that they're structured is difficult for them to be able to do that. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Senator Sievers-Gansert. Thank you for your concern and for reaching out to Senator Spearman. Any other discussion or questions, members? Madam Secretary, if you'd please take a roll call vote.
Vice Chair Lang,
Yes.
Senator Gansert,
Yes.
Senator Cannizzaro,
Yes.
Senator Buck,
Yes.
Chair Ornschall,
Yes. And I will assign the floor statement to Senator Spearman and Vice Chair Lang, if you don't mind being backup, if for any reason Senator Spearman needs you as backup. Thank you, Senator Spearman, and thank you, Senator Sievers-Gansert and Director.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. The final bill in work session today is SJR 6. That was also presented to us by Senator Spearman. And it's from the Interim Study Committee on Seniors, Veterans, and Adults with Special Needs. SJR 6 expresses a support for the creation of a retirement plan to resolve the issue of the loss of retirement benefits for military spouses due to frequent relocations. The resolution further urges the federal government to create and implement such a retirement plan funded by the Department of Defense Appropriations Act. And there are no amendments for this proposal. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Director, and I appreciate Senator Spearman for being here and her hard work during the interim on this resolution. Any questions on Senate Joint Resolution 6, members? Not, I'd accept a motion. Do pass.
So moved.
Motion from Majority Leader Canizaro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Senator Severs Gansert. Any discussion on the motion, members? Madam Secretary, would you please take a roll call vote?
Vice Chair Lang,
Yes.
Senator Canizaro,
Yes.
Senator Severs Gansert,
Yes.
Senator Buck,
Yes.
Chair Orenshaw,
Yes. And I'd ask the floor statement be handled by Senator Spearman and Majority Leader, if you'd be back up just in case it's up. Thank you, Majority Leader. Thank you, Senator Spearman, for your hard work interim on this important legislation.
Thank you, Chair and Committee. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of our work session. And the last item on our agenda is public comment. So I will now turn to broadcasting to see if there's anyone in the queue for public comment. We are limiting public comment to 2 minutes per speaker.
Yes, Chair, the line is up and working. However, the public comment lobby is empty at this time.
Right. Well, thank you very much, broadcasting. Thank you, members. I apologize for the wait today, but I appreciate everyone's patience. We will be meeting on Thursday, and we are adjourned. Thank you.